Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. When we did our review on the PPQ SC, we did mention an issue that I was going to call Walther about with loading a round, or actually cycling the slide when the slide starts closed and you load a magazine. And I made the phone call. So I'm going to show you what the issue is. I'm going to start out that we do have an unloaded gun, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have live ammo and I'm going to demonstrate the issue. So I've got Hammer behind me. He's not at the camera normally. So it might be a little clunkier as I move things to the camera rather than the camera coming to the guns. But I don't want him downrange or in front of the muzzle while I'm doing this. The issue was, I've got a live round. And I could simulate this with snap caps, but they're plastic and they don't simulate it quite as well. And I'm going to insert the magazine against a closed slide. And if I try to cycle the gun, I can pull it open about that far and it stops. And it's a hard stop. Now, once I pulled on it, no matter how hard I pull it, it's not going anywhere. And I'm a fairly strong guy. I can cycle just about anything I want to and overcome something. What I found with it is, if I really do it, some of the times I can actually get it to go. Other times I can sit there all day and it won't go anywhere. What the issue is, okay, we'll get rid of that. We're back to unloaded. What the issue is the loading ramp. So let me show you what the difference is between this and a regular PPQ that is implicated in the issue. If I take this gun here and you look at the loading ramp, it's part of this polymer insert. It's right here. So it's a metal ramp, and this pushes the top round down to allow it to clear. And then when it gets to here, it'll snap up and the round will pop up and get grabbed by the extractor and go into a battery. But what you'll see is this loading ramp is part of the polymer insert. And then there's a gap right here, right where my fingernail is. There's a gap. And then there's this metal piece that's, it's actually part of the molded part of the slide. So it's metal and it's part of the slide. And there's a little gap. And the issue is, if you slide up on it, see my fingernail hits it, this little piece is taller than this piece and there's no transition. It doesn't have a little ramp or anything. It's kind of a 90-degree wall. So what's happening is the bullet itself, let me grab a bullet here. The bullet itself, if you look at a bullet, or a round actually, there's the bullet and there's the casing and there's a little lip here. And what's happening is that the round, as it slides up here, is catching the case on that protrusion. Well, how's this different than a regular PPQ, a full-size? If you look at a full-size PPQ, and pretty much every other automatic gun out there, the loading ramp is all one piece, and it starts low and it comes up and it's continuous. There's no place to catch on this. And by the time you get to the end of it, you're going to drop into the breech face and your round is going to load. This one, now it's kind of oddly shaped. The ramp is a little different. That's irrelevant. It's all about this. So I called up Walther and I talked to their customer service. And as a general rule, when you call customer service, you're already off to a bad start, because if you're calling customer service, you got a problem of some sort. But that experience was really good. I dialed the number, it was answered, second or third ring, by a human. So I talked to somebody immediately. And the person I talked to was very cooperative, very helpful. He was very interested in the issue. They hadn't heard of this particular problem. And so they're sending me a return RMA and a prepaid shipping label. So they're going to pay shipping both ways to get this gun in. And he said this will be the first one they've had back in service. Actually to the point of they don't even have a drop down to pick from the list for the SC. So they had to list it as a regular PPQ. And his commentary was that they want to know about this, they want to see this, and if they have a problem, they want to react to it quickly. So Walther is very interested in being part of the solution, and the entire call was quick, easy, very friendly. So super positive customer service experience. So I'm going to ship this thing off today, and if I don't get it out today, it'll go out Monday, and get it back to them, see what they come up with. Now, that is, can be considered a minor issue, because in theory, okay, you just lock it back and then drop the slide. And that's true if you're trying to chamber around initially, to put it in your pocket or your holster, or if you're at the range. But in a defensive scenario, if you're trying to clear a malfunction, that could be a big deal, because effectively what you saw a few minutes ago was a dead gun. Basically the gun was not functional. I'd have to drop the magazine, lock the slide back, put the magazine in, drop the slide, get it back into the fight, and that's something you might not have time to do. So overall, I think they'll fix it. I think what they'll either do is put a little ramp at the back of this protrusion, or maybe raise this up a hair. There's a couple different ways to easily fix it. So I'm confident they're going to come up with a solution. And maybe there is a manufacturing defect in this specific gun, and if that's the case, they'll deal with it and get it back. So I'll have an update video out when I do get it back, and we'll see if they've resolved the issue. But beyond that, ignoring this little issue, every time we've taken this gun out, and we've got several hundred rounds through it because everybody that's seen it's wanted to play with it, it's just worked. So this really is all about cycling it manually. It hasn't had a single issue when cycling under recoil. Beyond that, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, don't forget to click that little bell, because that way you'll get notified when we publish a new video. And have a great day. Thank you.